In recent days, increasing reports have highlighted the damage caused by wild boars in agricultural areas. These animals often push out from the deep forest and invade farmland, where they uproot crops, bite into stalks, and cause widespread destruction. Farmers consider them a serious threat to local harvests and livelihoods. In response to this issue, organized efforts have been carried out to control the wild boar population. Hunting dogs are released to detect the animal's presence, and once the signal is given, hunters move in to contain them. When cornered, wild boars can display highly aggressive behavior, thrashing and attempting to break free, which makes them dangerous for both people and other animals in the area. Wild boars can weigh several hundred kilograms, and when charging at high speed, they pose a real risk to hunters, farm animals, and even residents who encounter them unexpectedly. In many regions, including rural parts of Serbia, measures have been taken to manage this population to ensure the safety of communities and protect agricultural land. These operations often involve precise, rapid responses. With wild boars capable of sudden charges, maintaining focus and accuracy is crucial. In several instances, hunters have had to act within seconds to stop an animal from reaching the dogs or breaking through into farmland. This demonstrates how quickly situations can escalate when dealing with these powerful creatures. In sugarcane fields and other farmland, wild boars have been observed breaking through thickets and rushing across open ground, attempting to escape. In such conditions, hunters must react decisively to prevent further damage to crops. Throughout the process, the role of trained dogs remains essential, as they help track, flush out, and guide efforts to control the animals. The ultimate goal of these operations is not simply to hunt, but to safeguard agricultural stability and community safety. Each successful containment helps ensure that local families can protect their harvests and secure their livelihoods. For many farmers, this control is seen as necessary, as unchecked wild boar populations can cause devastating losses in just a short time. Authorities in Serbia have therefore supported these organized hunts as a solution to the escalating problem. With coordinated teamwork, the assistance of trained dogs, and strict attention to safety, communities are working to reduce the impact of wild boars on farmland. This collective effort allows crops and the people who depend on them to remain secure against one of the most persistent challenges in the countryside. Once preparations were complete, an organized operation began in the mountain region. Within minutes, the sounds of dogs echoed through the forest, signaling that a wild boar had been surrounded. The first encounter was swift. A well-aimed shot brought the animal down instantly. Shortly after, another wild boar was spotted on a slope, providing an immediate opportunity to act. The hound's sharp barking confirmed the presence of multiple animals, and before long, a large group of wild boars emerged. In dense terrain, visibility is limited and movement becomes difficult. But the role of trained dogs proved essential. They alerted the hunters to hiding spots and guided the pursuit through thick vegetation. Once the signal was given, precise shots followed, preventing further damage from the animals. Among the captures was a particularly large wild boar, estimated to weigh nearly 200 kilograms. Such encounters highlight both the risks and the scale of the problem, as wild boars are known for their size, strength, and unpredictable behavior. Forced out of hiding, the herd scattered across the mountainside. Several were intercepted as they attempted to flee. In each case, trained dogs maintained pressure until the animals were contained, and targeted shots brought the pursuit to an end. The need for these measures is clear in many parts of Europe, where wild boars have increasingly threatened agricultural land. In regions of Spain, for example, farmers face constant anxiety at dawn, finding fields marked by deep tracks and crops destroyed despite the use of traps and fences. Organized teams, supported by hounds and coordinated strategies, are often deployed to restore balance. From higher vantage points, hunters can track movements more effectively, intercepting animals as they emerge from thickets or attempt to break through open ground. With careful planning and precise execution, the risk to farmland and local livelihoods can be reduced. Each operation demonstrates the importance of speed, accuracy, and discipline. In heavily wooded areas, hesitation can mean greater risk, while a clean, decisive response ensures safety and efficiency. By the end of the drive, multiple threats are usually neutralized, bringing temporary relief to affected villages. Wild boar populations continue to grow across many regions of Europe, weighing up to several hundred kilograms and living in large groups that are difficult to control. Left unchecked, they can devastate entire harvests in a single night. For this reason, coordinated efforts remain a critical tool for protecting farmland and supporting the stability of rural communities. In one part of the operation, a hunter lay hidden in ambush, while another was engaged in close pursuit. The silence was heavy, every sound carrying weight. When a wild boar suddenly emerged from the brush, a single shot was fired. The bullet struck with precision, and the animal fell instantly. The stillness of the forest returned, marking the end of a tense encounter. With skill and determination, the threat to the nearby farmland was once again reduced, bringing relief to local communities. As daylight faded, the work continued. The chase moved over rocky terrain, where wild boars attempted to escape across narrow paths. Quick interception brought the pursuit to an end, ensuring that the crops and livelihoods of the villagers were protected. Each successful effort meant one less danger to the fields and one step closer to security. Wild boars are known for their strength and cunning ability to vanish into the thickest cover. They inspire caution in anyone entering their territory, and each confrontation is a gamble of skill and timing. For those involved, courage, discipline, and cooperation are essential in facing these challenges. At dawn, in a mist-covered forest, the signs of destruction were clear. Wild boars had multiplied in large numbers, becoming more aggressive and leaving behind severe damage to farmland. Organized teams stepped in to restore balance. Guided by trained hounds, the operation pushed deeper into the hills, where animals weighing hundreds of kilograms were often encountered. These large wild boars moved through the undergrowth with surprising speed. At times, they froze suddenly, sensing danger, before bolting into the thickets. From elevated ground, hunters could observe their movements clearly, choosing the right moment to act. Precision was vital, as hesitation could allow the animals to escape or even turn the tables. The team spread out, following narrow game trails and carefully scanning every sign on the forest floor. In the dense brush, sudden movement often betrayed the animal's presence. When wild boars charged, swift response was the only way to neutralize the threat safely. Each encounter was tense, but through coordination and planning, targets were gradually brought under control. These operations not only safeguarded farmland but also restored confidence in communities that had long struggled with the destruction caused by uncontrolled wild boar populations. Across different regions, similar efforts took place. In the harsh Beskidi Mountains, conditions were even more challenging. Snow began to fall, and the wind cut sharply through the valleys, signaling the arrival of a winter storm. Teams worked against the clock, moving swiftly to complete their task before the mountains became inaccessible under heavy snow. Through determination, planning, and cooperation, these coordinated drives against wild boars demonstrated how rural communities continued to defend their land and ensure survival in the face of growing challenges from nature.